Alright guys, I wanted to do a quick update video here on the all-in-3 performance single turbo kit for the 2010 and up Camaro SS. I've had this kit on for coming up on a year now. It's been on the car for 15,000 miles. I daily drive the car. Some of the things I wanted to point out, let you know. If you buy this kit, I would not recommend the 7875. That's currently what I have. In my opinion, the turbo is too small for this motor. It creates too much back pressure and creates all sort of issues. I even went to the hassle of cutting the wastegate. Normally, the wastegate's recirculated into the downpipe, but the downpipe's only 3 inches, so it's pretty small. So I cut the wastegate out of the downpipe, ran it down there, straight, dumped to atmosphere, trying to help with the back pressure, but that obviously wasn't enough, and I'll show you why. So I was having a real bad exhaust leak issue, and I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. Well, I found it finally. This right here is the flex joint that goes in the crossover from the passenger side header to the driver's side manifold. Let's see if I can get some. There you go. You can see it's cracked all inside. It's cracked there. Cracked up there. It basically just took a complete shit on me. So I had to go in and put a new flex joint in here. It's way down there. Let me grab a flashlight for you. There you go. So, if I was to do this again now, knowing what I know, I would order the same exact setup, 4-inch race intercooler, just like I have, but I would order their 84mm billet wheel to go on this to try to help with the back pressure. The other thing that did not come with the kit that drove me nuts was mass airflow sensor bung. I ended up literally making one myself. You're definitely going to want that. These cars aren't like the older cars where you have to tune them in speed density. This mass airflow sensor, I'm not even close to tapping it out. I'm made upwards of 15 pounds of boost on this. This is a stock motor, stock cam, stock heads. The only thing done to it is right down there. You can see it's got head studs in it. So it's 100% stock LS3 with head studs. I did break the intake air temp sensor out of the mass airflow sensor and ran it down into the intake manifold. I'm running the factory on 3 wastegate and wastegate spring, their blow off valve, their intercooler, everything. Like I said, the only changes I've had to do to the kit are I've had to replace that flex joint back there and then cut the downpipe or the wastegate out of the downpipe. Another problem that I've had with this is if you look down there, let's see, right there you can see that slit in the exhaust manifold. I had to cut it to get it to seal. So basically, instead of trying to seal the entire length of the entire header, now I'm only trying to seal on 2 cylinders at a time. So I was having really bad issues with blowing out exhaust manifold gaskets. If you also look, you can see, let's see here, right there you can see I've actually got studs installed into the head because the manifold was so warped that you try to tighten the bolts down and start to pull the threads out of the cylinder head. So instead of trying to continue to battle that, I just put studs in there. That way when you tighten down the nuts will tighten up on the stud, not the cylinder head, and not ruin the threads in the cylinder head. I have had issues with just about every sealing surface, whether it's over there on the factory manifold to the crossover, or the V-band there, or this head. Last time I had the kit apart, I took every single one, had them all machined flat, and haven't had any major issues since. One thing that really drives me nuts about this kit is it uses the passenger side factory manifold, which is fine. My issue is once you remove that factory cat, the gasket that seals is part of the cat. It doesn't come off, and they don't make a replacement gasket. So you have to go and buy a Vibrant 2-bolt, 2.5-inch exhaust gasket. Now, I've had my problems with those as well. As you can see, that's a spare. I've blown these out quite a bit, along with that exhaust manifold gasket. So currently, I have a Vibrant down there, and then I have a factory GM MLS exhaust manifold gasket in there. Let's see. Anything else? Oh, when I first put the car together, I did have a problem where over here, this AC tube, you can see where it's been welded. I had to go in and make the whole thing solid because the exhaust manifold runs so close to the rubber part of the AC line, it melted it and blew the AC line out. The kit's great. For the money, you can't beat it at all. I do have my issues with it though. If you look here, it's really weird to me that they literally run separate. This turbo manifold's 2 different pipes. The bottom one down there goes back to the V-band that goes over to the passenger side. The top one's the driver's side. And they meet right there, right before the T4 flange. I have not had any issues with boost creep, nothing like that. But in my opinion, they could have done it so much better by using a 2.5 or 3-inch one solid pipe that then 90 down at the back to cross over. Because my issue now is I have this little 7875 here, and if you look, I've already melted the radiator hose once on it, and I did have a turbo blanket on it, but it fell apart. I just got to get a new one. But if you look here, there's so much extra room over here. All they would have had to do is if they made this one piece, they could have just kicked it over just a hair and had the turbocharger sitting like this instead of like that, you know? Because I did buy a precision turbo. It's actually back over here hiding. Yeah, I bought a precision there. It's a 8883 T4. But with this kit the way it is, it will not fit. It literally, the back housing's like here. So to get it to fit, I'd have to cut the manifold, move it, or move the radiator, and I don't want to do any of that. So, but I mean, I'm not knocking this kit at all. This kit works great. It's never been on the dyno. I built the car myself, tuned it myself, everything. But from everything I can tell, this car's making close to, if not a little over, right around 8 to 820 to the tire on about 15 pounds of boost. The car's stupid fast. I mean, and it's really a simple setup. Stock motor, stock bottom end, stock heads, no cam, no valve springs, and a turbo. And it's got dual nozzle. See down there, it's dual nozzle water meth. Well, just it's straight methanol injection. It's 100% methanol. It is on E85. This here is actually aligned to a secondary fuel pump that I have. Yeah, right there, you can see it. That is not a kit that's, I made that myself. I'm not gonna spend $1,000 on a kit that allows me to run a Bosch 044 down on the frame where I'll make it myself. That's fucking ridiculous. You can see there, it's got flex fuel sensor. Like I said, it is on E8. Well, it's a flex fuel, but right now it's on pure ethanol. Hob switch for the auxiliary fuel pump. Short of that, it's pretty much it. Fuel pressure sensor, wideband O2, and boost solenoid. Both the wideband and boost solenoid are controlled off the Innovate SCG1 there. Car is a 6-speed car. The other issue I did have at first was this thing burning up plug wires, even with the little boots on them. So I had to go and buy 45-degree spark plug wires. But then if you look, I have a little bit of wire. Oh, that one's actually off. Well, I'm glad I caught that. I have a little bit of safety wire wrapped around each one to keep it up off the manifold, because the manifold was cooking all my spark plug wires as fast as I could. It was cooking them. But yeah, that's that. It's got a twin disc clutch in it. Right there you can see the map sensor for the Innovate SCG1. Down there it does have a line lock that I installed. It's got a twin disc McLeod RST in it. Yeah, it's got a catch can I made myself. Yeah, I mean, it's a great kit for the money. I mean, that's what I try to tell everybody. I have roughly $7,000 in upgrades in this car, including the twin disc, the auxiliary fuel pump. It does have a ZL1 fuel pump in tank. It's got a booster pump in it, methanol, the turbo kit, spark plug wires, shit like that. I've got right around $7,000 in it, and like I said, the car makes right around 800 to the tire. You can't beat it. Especially with the car. I own this car. It's paid off. I don't have a car payment to make. In my opinion, you just can't beat it. And like I said, this car's been reliable as hell. I beat the shit out of it for 15,000 miles with this turbo kit on it. So if there's a weak link, I'm going to be the one to find it, because I drive this car every fucking day. And so far at 15,000 miles, it's been pretty good. I've had the, exhaust leaks and the flex joint that blew out. But other than that, the car's been perfect. So yeah, if you have any questions on this kit or any comments, hopefully in the next few days I will have some content of this car out doing work. We have a couple guys coming out to Vegas from Cali this weekend, so hopefully I'll get some video from that, and you guys can see the car in action.